It's a new year, it's a new me. I'm Kaylee Cross-Stitch. This is my Flosstube. Welcome to you. I hope to keep you company for a bit. Sometimes I complain about my job, because, I mean, I'm a teacher and we're still in a pandemic world. Sometimes I gush about my cat Susie. Look at how cute she is, Susie. Oh baby. But most of all, I want to show more love. Hashtag Chris it up, 'cause we're all human beings. Hi, human. Okay, let's show some cross-stitching. Hey, human. Hello. Cheers. Welcome. As you saw in the intro video, I'm Kaylee. This is Kaylee Cross-Stitch. I don't know why I'm speaking so but yeah. Welcome. It's February 1st, 2022, and what? I hit 800 subscribers on this channel? Like, what? What? I still don't get it, but, yeah, I don't know why, but if you have subscribed lately or been here from the beginning, like, wow, thank you. What a wonderful ride it's been with y'all. Can't wait to keep going. It's been a big week and a half or so. I think I recorded it on a Friday. And yes, I'm wearing the same sweatshirt because it's comfortable and warm and our apartment is really cold. So I have gotten a lot done. Like a lot done. And I was waiting for a piece of haul. Secretly not, but I was waiting for a piece of haul to record this video. So we have quite a bit. I have quite a bit to show you today. I have lots of stuff spread out. Look, I actually cleaned and organized my desk. You should see the under the desk that used to be a whole bunch of stuff here, like down here, and I cleaned and I moved it back there. You know, half of organizing is just moving your mess somewhere else, right? So a lot of stuff is there. Here's Susie, drawn by one of my viewers' son. Do you have more than one son? Son. Her son drew it. And, oh, I do have some finally finished objects. And I am finally able to hang some stuff. So I want to show you some stuff that I collected. This is a what do you call that? Save the Stitches, except it's still stitching. But I showed that in October maybe, and it's Train Up a Child, and the X's are going all different ways, but I don't care. I'm gonna hang it on my wall. And this is one that I showed in July or so. My friend, our friend got this for me. He was cleaning out his family's home and he found this and he gave it to me. By the way, we're jumping in. I'm starting with the stuff that is framed that I'm going to hang in my apartment. So I'll hang this up. And I accidentally, I had this, if you remember, if you've been with me since July, we were in Iowa for 3 weeks and I had this displayed and then we knocked it over and the glass broke and so the frame is a little, but still gonna hang. So there's that. Very cute. This is one that I got when we were in Indiana, and I think I showed it when we had arrived in Baltimore, but I found this at a Goodwill. And so these have literally been sitting in a box until now. I'm like, oh, I should put these up. I should hang these up. I paid $4 for it, I guess. So that's kind of cute. When I bought this, I was like, oh, I should reframe it. And like, yeah, right, Kaylee. It took you 4 years to frame this. It took me 4 years to frame this, but I framed it poorly. I don't care. I really don't care that it's framed poorly. And I ironed it. I tried to iron it. It's bent, you know, it's part of the structure of the piece that it's bent, right? Why is my camera being so strange? I mean, the resolution is really good. So I stitched this and I started it in I want to say it was like 2017 maybe, in the summer. And then I finished it in 2018. So it took me like, no, that can't be right. I think I maybe started in 2016. So I started it pretty early, and then I finished it in the summer. And I didn't do anything with it. It sat in a bag over here for a long time. Excuse me. So I finally finished this. This is a kit from Hobby Lobby. I believe they still sell it. The last time I was in a Hobby Lobby, I think I saw it. So if you want this kit. And I think I subbed out the Ada. I think I did it on 18 count or something like that. Yeah. This was a fun stitch. I really liked it. It was like getting back into cross stitch with that one. And then I also framed this. It's a good thing that these frames are exactly the same so I can tell you where I got them. I got gift cards from my colleagues for Christmas and for a goodbye gift from my admin to Michael's. And I found these frames and they were buy one, get one free. So I was like, okay. So I bought 2 more. And I thought this gold was kind of cool, you know, to frame my United States pieces in. So this is, I don't remember who this is from, but it's an Etsy shop. I can link it below. And I think this pattern was selling for like $2 at one point, or maybe even cheaper. It was very cheap. I think I bought it for like $4 for this pattern. And I stitched this on 18 count Ada. This was in the summer of, nope, not the summer. It was March 2020, because I remember stitching this when I was in between Google Meets when we first started teaching during a pandemic, and it was like not teaching. It wasn't teaching. It was like, hey, who's gonna show up to the Google Meet today? Yeah. It's still that way. It's like, who's gonna show up to school today? Because life update. I'll talk about that in the life update. Anyway, yeah. I loved this one. And it's in a frame, and I'm gonna put it on my wall sometime with a command hook. Oh, you can see Susie tail clock. The clock is right there. That's her little tail. I'm sure you saw it in the intro. Okay. That's all the finally finished objects. And I have another finally finished object. It's an FFO. Those are FFFOs. Finally fully finished object. Here's an FFO, a finally finished object. Did I show this last time? I don't think so. This is Betsy Bird. And the pattern is actually Berry Bird by Michelle Bendy Designs. And this was part of the hashtag Stupid Tumor Sal, because Betsy found out she had a tumor. And my friend Curly Stitcher, Jennifer, she sent me this pattern along with flosses and stuff. And so I was like, hey, let's stitch it together and let's make it Betsy Bird, because we love our friend Betsy. And I finally finished it. What took so long, because I was stitching this in like September or October or something. What took so long is that my plan was to make all of these berries hammy berries. So here's Hamilton. And I'm just going to call this my cat Susie with a bow tie. I was going to stitch all of them, but I stitched this on a live stream, and it was a lot of stress and a lot of work. And I was just like, You know, I don't, why would I just let this languish and not finish it? So I stitched this on 40 count linen from the Primitive Hair in old Massachusetts. And I stitched some of this 2/1, some of it 1/1. So it was when I was still like, oh, I should stitch 2 strands on 40 count, and I like 1 now. So the words are 2, and I think the head and the chest and the feathers are 2 strands, and then the belly, this little belly, is 1 strand. I think the branch and the vines are 2, and then all the berries are stitched with 1 strand. And this is charted in DMC. I made a couple substitutions. The Betsy Bird words is stitched in, I think, in one of these. Hang on. I think it's stitched in this one, Wild Hibiscus. Yep, from Almond M&Ms, which I have some of her haul. Wild Hibiscus. I'm sorry if this is brushing the microphone. I have the microphone right under there. And then what else did I sub? Oh, the berries are one of Ymir's silks from her December floss box called Foxy. So it variegates into like a green, and I was stitching with it, and where do I put these? And I was stitching with it, and it made one of the berries green, which I really liked. So I stitched this one, then I stitched that one, and then I went up here, and it got, this berry is not ripe yet. And then I kind of fussy cut the rest of it because I was like, oh, I like it, but it kind of blends in with the vine. So only one of my berries is not ripe yet. Betsy, do you want this? Do you want this? I'll send it to you. Because you finished some wonderful pillows this week. Pillows. Don't some people say pillows? Have you ever heard people say that? Okay, and then I have... Oh, I forgot to show you this FFO. Fully finished object. Part of my Michael's haul was these frames. So why don't I just show you those right now? I think I remember where I put them. Do I? I don't know. It was just a pack of four frames, so I got a black pack and a white pack because I'm gonna do more minis. So I finished this as well. I just put this on Instagram. This is Cat with Red Fish. The painting is originally by Matisse. And this is stitched on 28 count 1/1 full cross. And I think I'm just gonna finish this like I did this guy. This is from I'll put a link below to the packet, but this was from a booklet of 50 mini patterns. And I'm stitching more because these are really fun and they're really quick finishes and really easy to finish. Okay? So there's that. Should I do new starts first before I do this was a new start. And then I started this. This is just a, excuse me, a freebie from DMC that was like geometric squares. And I just started this because I wanted to try 1/1 on 40 count with full cross. Because Ymir is just, I just want to stitch like her. I want to stitch the tinies. So I do have some 56 count. Hopefully that's coming soon. But I loved it. I loved stitching this. The only issue that I had was that it variegates to a really light light color, and I think I want it to stand out more. So I was stitching this with, from December Floss Box again, Leafy. And this is a 12 ply silk. 12 ply meaning, yes, there's 12 strands instead of 6. And I was stitching with 1 strand. See, I don't know if you can see this, but that's how tiny 1 strand is. So I just did a little experiment with that. I wasn't gonna like finish the whole thing. I didn't think. I just wanted to try it. And then I got a whole bunch of ideas. So I have a new segment a little later called Musings, and I'll talk about this. I'll talk more about that. Okay, whips. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a long video, you guys. It's a good thing I'm showing you all the cross stitch stuff right away. Whips, I did Seasonal Earth Sal, which looks like this. Sorry for the mouse noises, the computer mouse noises. Let me put it over here. Last time you saw it, I had done almost everything in the autumn section. So I had like the fox done, or some of the fox head done. But I'm not going to take this out of the hoop because I'm going to stitch on it while I blab at you about musings. But then I started the winter. I finished the autumn section, which, I mean, you can see what it's going to look like. And then I got this much done on the winter section. Look at this cute little owl. I like that owl. And the little bunny rabbit is so cute. It's really fun in this section because I like, when I color complete, I take the bobbin out of the stash immediately. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this color. I'm going to put it back in my stash. Because some stuff I take out of my stash, but my full coverage, I just work from a master set. So I'm annoyed when I go for a color and it's in another project. It's in a smaller project. Smaller, like this is a small project. This is a pretty big project. Anyway, this is stitched on 16 count white Aida, 2/1 full cross. And this is from Emma Congdon's book, Cross Stitch for the Earth, which you can Google and find it because, like I said last time, yeah, you can find it anywhere and pay the price that you want to. You know where it's probably going to be cheapest. And then my last whip is Iowa. I was like, I need to just get this one done because I'm not really enjoying it very much, but I just need to get it done. This is Iowa from a set of 50 patterns from the Stitches Lovers Shop on Etsy. And this is stitch 2/1 on 20 count. So remember Betsy Bird? I was like, I'm going to stitch two strands. Yeah, I did the same thing on this, and I don't like it. It's way too bulky, but I started and I'm not going to stop it. So this is over 50% done now, which is good. So I just stitch, you know, when I have the motivation to do it. I have not worked on a full coverage piece since the new year. I think December was the last time I was working on a full coverage piece. Yeah. And I last time I stitched on it was December 11th. So it's been a long time. Okay, get out of here, Iowa. Haul. I have lots of haul. I have a lot of haul. I don't know if it's been like a rough mental week. I think or like a rough mental time because I'm switching schools and I've started teaching at a new school, which is good. It's fun, but it's also stressful to join a community that is new to me. That's like a whole, you know, student community, staff community. I'm new to it, so it's an adjustment period and it's a little stressful. So I think that's why I've been buying a lot of stuff. And I bought a bunch of stuff for my classroom. So I've been going a little ham, which is okay because I'm usually pretty frugal. I don't usually buy very much. So let me show you what I went to my LNS, the stitching post in Catonsville, and I got my first Mill Hill kit. Little Lamb, Spring Bouquet. Now, you know that I used to milk cows. That's why I have my Barnyard Animals pattern. But I also used to show sheep in 4-H. So I showed for like 10 years. Maybe it wasn't 10 years, maybe it was more like 7. But I was like, it's small. I'm going to do a little one for my first Mill Hill. I don't know if I'm going to like beading, but we'll see. Everybody loves Mill Hill, so, you know, I got to jump on the hype train. And then I also went, oh, it's the chair. I also went a little ham on fabric. And I'm going to talk more about this in my musings section, but I'm so basic. I stuck to neutrals. So I got 2 pieces of 32 count Jobelin, because ever since I started Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along, which I also need to get back to, I was like, ooh, you can stitch 1/1 on 32 count and still kind of budget. So I got 2 of those. And then I got an ivory Jobelin. And then I got Lugana, my first piece of Lugana. I think I was gonna buy an ivory Lugana, and I was worried because I have no shame in this. I like a stiff fabric. I like it when it's stiff, and I need to probably rethink that when it comes to like stitching with one strand, because, you know, thick, stiff fabric can fray your floss, but I like it when it has structure. But I got a Lugana, a pale blue. Isn't that pretty? It's very cute. I don't know what I'm stitching on these, but I'm starting a fabric stash, I guess, of higher count fabrics. So those were those. What else did I buy? I bought, I long overdue bought some patterns from Christie's Corner. Christie's Corner Needleworks, that's what it's called. Let me show you the ones that I bought, and I'll put the link so you can buy it too if you want to. Oh, look at that angle. This is Purple Murple. Wait, what am I doing? There we go. Sorry. Just getting everything set up. This is Purple Murple. Purple Mer People. That's really cool. I was like, you know, let me just get all of the Dr. Christie patterns. And then I bought Dragon, Happy Dragon, Harpy and Dragon, sorry. And then this one too, because it's really cool and thematic, Red Deer. Okay, I got those. I was making a sizable Etsy purchase for me, and I added this to my collection, Syrian Sampler. There's some really cool from Cliffside Stitches, which if you have watched my channel before, you know I stitch a lot of her pieces. So I got this one. There's a really interesting movement going on in Syria. Send me a message if you want to know what I'm talking about. It's political and it's kind of cool. And then also I succumbed to a sale that was ending in 22 hours. And this was like 5 days ago. But this is the shop that the minis are from. And so it's my first purchase of a whole shop whole shop all access patterns. And it's heavily discounted, 60% off. So I was like, well, if I stitch 5 or so of their patterns, then I will have made it worth it. And it's cute patterns. So if I need to, if I want to try out some floss that I have, because I'm starting to build a bigger floss stash, then, you know, I have that. So those are the things that I bought on Etsy. And then I think there was another haul thing. I do remember this. I got Almond M&M's Reds Explorer pack, which is new, and congratulations, Ymir, on 1 year of your flosses. That's awesome. I mean, if the rest of this video hasn't been enough of an advertisement for her flosses, look at these, and these are from like in April or something, and she has a fabulous skin collection. I don't stitch very many like people, but if I ever do, I will definitely be adding that to my collection as well. So I bought the Reds Explorer pack, which included 2 skeins of Brick, which is a 6-ply floss. Very pretty. I love that. And then 2 skeins of Rosé, which is another 12 ply, and this is what I'm excited to use because I can stitch a big pattern with this and stitch it teeny tiny. And then also in that pack, look, I did this. So I don't remember what this little box was from. I think maybe when I got my tiny doll. Oh, you can't see it. And I put the ones from the December floss box in there. But in the Reds Explorer was two little bobbins of Scarlet. I kind of focused for a second. And then Anthurium Fire. Which this was a color in the original collection. But it's a little bit, the color is a little bit different. It was this one, if you can see that. So, yeah. I messaged Ymir and I was like, hey, do you have like a hank of rosé? Because I'm going to stitch everything with it. And then in Ymir's latest Flosstube, she was like, I want to stitch all these things tiny. Should I dye my own floss to stitch it tiny? And I was like, I will buy it if you dye other colors. I will buy it. Because I have an obsession now. Also, I didn't show you this, but this was part of the whole shop bundle. They have like 5 different planners, and I just like picked. It's printable, so I just picked like the parts of the planner that I wanted to print, and I printed it tiny. I printed it 4 sheets per page, and so I have like a wish list, and it's packing tape, so it's kind of put together weird. A wish list of things that I want to stitch that I have not purchased. I have a tiny list, a craftivism list, which there's a few things on there, including the Rosina Deseri and the Trans Tapestry Style. If you have questions about what those are, please ask me below, because I 28 minutes for Kaylee. This is long. I have a completed project, which I need to add my cat in there. Oh, what happened to this? I don't know what happened to this page. I didn't tape it together. And then there is a pattern inventory. So this is like what I want to stitch next. So yeah, and it also included was like project trackers and stuff like that, but I track my progress daily, so I just, that's in a different place. Yeah, that's all my haul. My plans are to stitch what I want when I want, so there's that. So I would like to proceed with a section that I'm going to call Musings. So if you're not here to listen to me blab on about Flosstube stuff, this is kind of me being like, I want to do more than one live a week, but that would be a little too much Kaylee content. So if you don't want to watch this, it's totally fine with me. You can peace out. I'll see you next time that I upload, or in another live, or whenever you want to join me. I go live every Sunday, and even if I don't schedule it, I will probably be live on Sunday, unless I forget, because I'm in New York. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you if you're gonna peace out now, but I'm gonna stay on for a little while and just muse with you. So, shall we? Musings, musings, musings. Welcome back. I'm gonna stitch while I muse, if that's okay with you. That's probably, I should do more jingles. See, okay, we're gonna start the musings off with something that I didn't plan to muse about, but I'm gonna muse about it anyway. So, Darcy does this thing where he, like, records and then he edits his videos, and a lot of you also do that. But Darcy's really clever with editing, and it's something that I'm like, oh, I would like to be clever with editing, but I don't like editing. So, I try to avoid it as much as I can, but I'm okay with doing it like live, doing the editing live like that, you know? I'm recording this, I'm not editing it after the fact, but I'm like kind of editing as I go. It's like how I pop up the picture. I don't do that post. I do that while I'm recording. I don't know if you picked that up on that, but so musings. These are things that I think about when I'm watching Flosstube, and I'm like, more people should talk about this, or I want to hear people talk about this, or I want to talk about this. So I write it down, and so some of these thoughts are like, I don't know, like a week old or whatever. But commenting on Flosstube. Sometimes I only have the mental capacity to be like, I'm watching my Flosstube buddy. I'm watching their Flosstube. And I really want to leave them a comment. But I just don't have the mental capacity to, like, think about a really nice comment and then type it out and then proofread it and then click enter. Does that sound lazy? No. No. I'm my own person, and I can do what I want with my comments. Yeah, so sometimes I just leave, like, 3 emojis, heart emojis. I'm like, I'm here, I love you, don't really have the mental capacity to comment. Like a really well thought out thing. And please, if I comment and you see me, I don't know, does anybody scroll through other people's comments? Like, does anybody scroll through the comments on Flosstubes and see what other people said? I don't know. If you see me comment emojis, and then on a different video you see me actually comment words, it's not because I like that person more that I actually gave words to. It's that, like, I didn't have the mental capacity to write out a comment that day. So, I mean, yeah. So if you just comment 3 hearts down below, I would love that. Like, or comment an emoji, like, hey, I see you. I appreciate you watching my video. Like that. Does that make sense? You know, because, like, why am I putting pressure on myself to engage with you when, you know, there's such things as social anxiety in that? This is why it's musings. Don't take any of this as fact. It's kind of like word vomit. Okay, what's next on my list? Stitching at work. How do you do that? Do you not have things to do on your breaks? I'm a teacher, so I'm either scarfing down something to eat, or going to the bathroom, or making copies. I'm doing all those things on my break so that I don't have to spend extra time at school doing those things. Like, do you just like not have to do extra work during your break? I know the answer. I know the answer is yes. But I brought stitching to work, and I like forgot that I had brought it to work. I was like, "Oh, look, I have stitching in my bag." When I went over to my bag again, I was like, "Oh, I forgot I brought this." I was watching D, and they were talking about stitching on their lunch break, and I was like, "You're a teacher. How do you do that? What?" I guess that's a boundary that you set. You're like, "Yep, this is my stitching time." Maybe for me, it's like once I relax, they ain't bringing me back from relaxing. I'm like, okay, it's relax time. Don't try to get me to do anything. Stitching out work. That's my musing about stitching out work. How do you do it? You just like don't have work to do. Is that it? I want to play the musings every time that I have a new one. Musings, musings, musings. Do you like it that I have it muted so that you can't hear me when the song is playing? Fancy fabric. And by fancy fabric, I mean something that is not like a neutral or solid color. Tell me if you're watching this, and if you have the mental capacity, and if you have gone on this journey or are thinking about going on this journey of venturing into fancy fabrics. I'm talking like bright colors, really, really variegated. Is that what you call it? Or modeled? Or like printed? Like, have you seen the printed fabrics? Like with the polka dots, or I've seen some from the primitive hair that were at my LNS that have like Halloween scenes printed on them. Like, how are you brave enough to do that? Aren't you afraid that it's gonna look too busy? Like, don't you follow the rule that for your clothes, if you have a solid color, or if you have a fancy pattern on top, you have a solid color on bottom? Like, shouldn't, or like with men's ties, if you have a solid color tie, then you can wear a pattern on your shirt. Or vice versa, if there's a pattern on your tie, then you should wear a solid color on your shirt. Is that not the same for cross stitch fabric? Like, shouldn't you? I guess there are no rules in cross stitch, right? See, I'm answering my own musing question right now. You don't have to follow anybody's rules. There you go, Kaylee. You just stitch what you want when you want. And if you want to stitch on fancy fabric and that's your jam, then do it. If that's not your jam, then don't do it. But don't be afraid to try it. And if you hate it, it's not a waste of time. We all could die tomorrow, so if you don't get all the projects done that you want to get done, welcome to the pep talk. Welcome to the Kaylee Musing Pet Talk. Pep Talk. Okay. Musings. I can't hear it. So I record in OBS and I can't hear it when it sings. 'Cause I don't know why. put an audio input and then I click play and I can't hear it, but it plays. Don't ask me how. It just happens. It just happens. Pockets of the Flosstube community. Pockets. I don't think I'm going to talk about this one, which is okay. Do you think that there are pockets of the Flosstube community? I mean, I know the answer. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your musings. Because I have my pocket of the cross-stitch community that I watch. And I'm only recently discovering some of the big names. And honestly, I have not added them to my rotation sometimes because I'm like, they're a big name. I want to interact with people, and I'm gonna here I am saying I want to interact with people, and then I'm like, no, I just want to comment emojis on their videos. That's why it's called Musings. Don't take any of this as fact. But like, I didn't really watch Jean Farish, or sometimes I go to people in my circle, I go to their channel, and I'm like, whoa, you have, like, Chris has 5,000 subscribers now. Like, how many pockets of YouTube, or how many pockets of the Flosstube community is he connecting with his videos? Probably a lot, right? Or somebody like Karen, the Needlebug. She comes in and chats in my live sometimes. And she has like 10,000 subscribers. Like, what? So those pockets are like definitely intertwining. But then I joined I hope they don't mind that I'm talking about this, but I joined oops, excuse me. It was the chair. I joined a Stitchy Chat for, oh no, it's happening tonight. It's happening right now. Their Stitchy Chat is happening right now, and I'm recording a Flosstube. I joined a Stitchy Chat of a few people who, like, they meet every week, and they just, they just catch up every week. And I joined it, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is like a well-established pocket of the Flosstube community. They talk about their lives, they talk about, new releases, and they talk about cross-stitch, but like, they chat about anything and everything. And of course they were very, very welcoming to me. It was really nice, but I was like, whoa, they've already established this group, and I'm a newcomer to this pocket of the community. How many times am I going to say pocket of the Flosstube community? Yeah. Pockets of the Flosstube community. Do you feel like that? Like you're in a pocket? Maybe like people who, I don't know. It would be interesting to know like what the algorithm feeds you if you like follow a big name. A big name. They're still people. Like follow somebody, and then like who it gives to you, apart from like the shoutouts that you decide to go watch. Speaking of shoutouts, I do have a couple, and I'm sorry that I didn't mention them in the main part of the video before releasing everybody who's not here to just hear me talk. Steph from the Total Stitch Show. Hilarious. Beautiful human. Hilarious. She stitches stuff. It's been a while since I watched her. Since I binged her videos, but her editing is really funny. I really enjoyed watching her videos. She has some full coverage stuff. She's like a nerdy gamer. speaking of pockets of the community, I'm not a nerdy gamer. I'm not a gamer. I'm probably a nerd, but I'm not a gamer. But I still really enjoy that people are like so into that. So into it. Steph, go watch her. I'll link her below. And then also Catherine, who is the Needleberry Stitcher. And this is what I love about Flosstube is like, but also what's a little frustrating about Flosstube and Instagram, like the whole like, you have a Flosstube channel. If you have a Flosstube channel, you probably have an Instagram channel. And connecting like the Instagram page that you follow to the Flosstube channel, sometimes like the names don't match up, but sometimes they do. And so like sometimes I'll find myself like perusing through Instagram and I'm like, oh, this person who follows me and I follow them back has a Flosstube channel and I've never looked them up or never found them before. And Catherine actually joined me on my stitch along for Starry Cats for a Van Gogh night. So she started in the cat's face. And like I saw her updates on Instagram, and I have a feeling like that sometimes people who start a Flosstube channel don't promote it on their Instagram. Or either that or I don't see it. Because I like discovered her Flosstube channel and I was like, wait, she has a Flosstube channel? And she has a huge collection of cross stitch stuff. Like she has 72 whips. You go, girl. And she's doing these videos where she shows like a theme of her whips. So she did a video on her Pretty Ladies, her Mirabilias and Nora Corbett's, and then she did a video on her full coverage. And just another person who is hilarious when it comes to editing and like poking fun at herself, which is a sign that you're like, that you're just doing it for fun. It's like, yeah, go watch Catherine. She's really funny, really fun to watch. I put FTW, fun to watch. Excuse me. Those are my shoutouts and my musings. Do you want to hear the song again? Musings, musings, musings. I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. Thanks for chatting with me. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. And I'm sorry, I don't have my ukulele. I brought it to school because I'm teaching with it. So, cheers. I will see you Sunday for a live, if not sooner, for something else. Who knows when I'll see you, but I will see you. And I hope that you have a wonderful week. Get lots of stitching done, or don't. Do whatever you want with your stitching. Don't kill people. I'm gonna leave you with that advice. Okay, bye.